brothers and sisters. By the grace of the Lord, I am at Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris, France, on my way to mission to Africa, the last mission for the year 2023, the last foreign mission. There'll be other missions within the United Kingdom. And this is the layover point. It's quite a long layover, over 5 hours, and something stretching to, a little under 6 hours really when you check it all. And in the midst of this situation, I just kind of reflected, and the Lord kind of dropped in my spirit, man, to just share with us. What it takes to arrive at a place. I left my home about 2:30 a.m. this morning. Pastor Evangelist Moody came by and picked me up at 2:30 a.m. That's when we left. We got to the airport a few minutes to 4, and then by the grace of the Lord, we did the check-in formalities and flew about 1 hour to Paris. And I've been here since morning up till the time we're going to be departing. Something the Lord kind of just prompted my spirit, man, and I think I hear Him clearly. The Lord wants to encourage us to understand that the way He has ordained to grow our spiritual muscles is not the same way as we are familiar with. We're familiar with a life where everything works well, whatever we want, we get, everything works well, kind of ease and all that. But for somebody who wants to grow spiritually, the Lord has appointed some fires that take away the dross in our lives. There are some things that are attached to us that we may not be even very much aware of, and they are there. And so the Lord needs to bring them out. The Lord needs to bring them out. And part of the way of bringing them out for us to see is what the Lord delights in. He delights in, challenging us, nudging us, pushing us to come to the place where we kind of check what is inside of us. There was this politician in Africa who said everybody has a price. If it's $10,000, he can raise 10,000. If it is 20,000 or 40 or 50, that everybody has a price. So there are things the Lord allows to happen to show us areas where we need His dealings. That's why the Lord wants us to be patient with Him, patient with other people, patient with ourselves. It's one of the fires of process, patience. Those things that will come that will activate the impatience in us, which is something we don't need. We don't need impatience. Impatience can destroy our spirituality. So the Lord, from time to time, allows those things to come our way to kind of show us what we need to take to Him at the cross to deal with. And then patience is not all. Patience it enables you to kind of, cool down, to kind of let go. But there are things more. One of them is called endurance. When things happen that you don't have control over, the Lord expects us to switch on the grace for endurance, the grace to go the long haul. Like Paul said, I'm not in this for short sprint, I'm in this for the long haul. So what is it that will cause you to be impatient? What is it that will cause you to melt like butter on, hot knife? Lord said, no, there's a grace called endurance, that capacity to overcome afflictions, what can cause other people to wilt. It doesn't scratch you. The Lord wants us to come there, come up to that place where we are not easily destabilized by attitudes or words or actions of other people, especially in this modern world where a lot of things can happen and people don't know about it. Everybody knows their own perspective. So endurance is going to be very helpful. The grace to endure hardness as a good soldier of the Lord. The grace to be able to handle tough things, tough situations, and come through them all. That leads me to the third point, which is long suffering. Long suffering is patience and endurance on steroids. Long suffering. It's been chucked out of the dictionary of many, but long suffering is the ability to actually suffer long and take it to the Lord in each case. Something that happens you wouldn't necessarily like, you would have preferred it elsewhere, and it happens. And instead of, wilting, instead of being, destroyed by those things, we take it to the Lord and we recognize, and this is a lesson all of us need to, myself included, the necessity of switching on endurance, and then from there to long suffering. The Lord wants us to know that this is part of the growth He has appointed to us. So as I'm here at Charles de Gaulle Airport and waiting for my flight to Africa, I just wanted to ruminate on these things and ask you to reflect on them also, and let's see how we can be more receptive to the dealings of the Spirit, the dealings of our soul, the dealings of our body, that we do not rush into judgment, we do not bounce off, any tough things that comes. The Bible says, looking unto Yeshua, the author and finisher of our faith. Look at how He endured the cross. Look at how He took the cross. Look at how He asked them to bring it on. Look at how He went there, and when He would have been angry and bitter and offended and calling down fire from heaven, He said, Father, forgive them. They don't know what they are doing. And He began to pray for them, pray for His disciples, pray for humanity. Brothers, sisters, He did it when He was in the flesh and blood like us. We too can ask the Lord, do a work in me, Lord, that gives me the grace to endure, the grace to long suffer, the capacities inside of us, because we are new creation of the Lord, and we could literally say that we overcome everything. We can literally say we overcome everything, and truly we can overcome everything. But the Lord is saying to us, let's just learn to, let's not have this flaky skin that any little thing is busted. There are times in the process of life that I just feel I could have just, kept quiet. I could have just endured. I could have just, put on the cap of long suffering. But you know what? There's always a day. And one of the things I've learned is that by the grace of the Lord, just taking it incrementally, a day at a time. Don't try to set huge goals. Just look unto Yeshua and say, Lord, lead me a day at a time. That song, one day at a time, sweet Jesus. We need to sing that song a lot more. So as I'm here, probably we'll have about 2 or 3 hours more at this airport. I won't say this to you. I'm praying for you, pray for me, pray for the mission. This is the last foreign mission for 2023, and then we have a few more missions, in Essex and Kent and local environment. The Lord is faithful, and we look up to Him always. We look up to Him. He alone can uphold us with His right hand of righteousness. And you know what? You can pray, Lord, give me the grace to take life a day at a time, one day at a time, looking at Yeshua, looking at the cross, and looking at what He suffered, looking at the anguish, the pain, and He went through it all. Brothers and sisters, if He could go through it, He went through it for us, so that we too can walk in that grace, to be patient, to endure, to long suffer. And when we have this attitude, we are His disciples indeed. And by the grace of the Lord, I bless you all. I pray that these 3 things the Lord will enable us to have it. Yes, Mr. Kwaben, I wish you could meet me I'm going to a country close to yours. I wish you could just come over and we see and enjoy our time together. Have a blessed day, brothers and sisters. It is well with you. It is well with you. May the Lord strengthen your spiritual muscles. And please, one key is this: let's not be quick to respond to any external stimuli. Let's not be quick to say things. Let's learn the power of silence, the incredible power of silence. You can't misquote silence, and silence is power under subjection, just like submission and humility. So remember those three words: patience, endurance, long suffering. And with these three, you win any day, any time. With these three, you win any day, any time. Have a blessed day. I love you all, and I pray for you as you remind me prayers. I'm going to be in Africa, tonight, this evening, and for the next 5 days I'll be in Africa. May the Lord bless you, and it feels so good to head to Africa. We're going to be graduating, and those who finish the Global School of Ministry, ordaining those who ought to, and be in 2 cities, and we'll see what the Lord will do. I'll bring a report on audio and video. I'll bring the report rather on photo and video when we finish. Have a blessed day. We love you all, and I pray that you will just take your place, praying for me, praying for the family, praying for the ministry and the brethren back. Thank you so much for being with us on this program and watching, and we believe you learned something and the Lord bless you. Now it's time to connect with us on our social media platforms. We have a daily live stream on Facebook, Monday all the way to Sunday, every day, about 10:30 a.m. UK time, and that's the same as Nigerian time. And it's either Apostle George Monday to Friday to Thursday, Pastor Grace Friday to Sunday, and then in the evening of Sunday we have 2 sessions from 5:30 to about 6, after 6 another one up to 7. So please join us on the live stream, and you're going to enjoy it. We also visit our website www.gsom.ac to download free ebooks. This course you just listened to, all these lessons, there's an ebook we have free of charge. Everything we do is free. But more importantly, you can actually do your program on, ebooks. You can do your program entirely on ebooks and with this video, or anyone you want. You can also, if you want to do the Yes course or do the masterclass, you can go to www.kingdomboostclub.com and you can subscribe so that you can do it. You can also subscribe to our channels, this YouTube, gsom.tv, and we also have a Telegram channel, GSOM Media. You can send us an email at akclife.tv@gmail.com. We love you dearly, and we want to partner with you to make sure that the body of Yeshua, Jesus, is empowered with truth. Remember, it is the teach, train, equip, activate, and release paradigm. Absolutely free of charge. Have a blessed day, and we'll see you again soon.